All right, world events, it's going to get really tricky. I need to talk to you about what's going on right now because things can go any which way. They can. There's no one destined path. And I'm going to talk to you about how you and I have control over this. But there's something so important you need to know. This is the turning point of our matrix planet, the experience that we have as a collective. You have your own. I'm going to talk about that. But as a collective, we have an experience together as a soul family here, right? I'm going to talk about what's in the book, in my book, that is happening right now. You got to know this. This is really important stuff. You ready? Let's go. Welcome to Landria, Onkka on YouTube, here to help you break through those fears and live an amazing life. Do you ever hear yourself talking and you're like going, who is that? You sort of disassociate with being a human being, and then you look around and you think, this is really actually pretty easy stuff. All we have to do is respect one another, and if you can't have love, have compassion. We have a lot of conflict going on now, and that is not anything new and unusual. Illnesses are not new and unusual. Now, I said, why are so many people sick and dying? If you saw that video, it's actually like 0.1% more, only because of the health issues that we've had. It's really not as bad as you think. It's just a little bit escalated right now. By choice, we're pooping in our nest, right? It gets dirty and toxic, and that's what we're doing right now. Here's what's happening. I want to share with you, especially Americans. I want you to really pay attention to this because we are the biggest offenders of this. And that is watching media and believing it. And taking your opinion based on what has been programmed. This is part of the programming to control the masses. I want you to remember that. Media is programmed to control the masses. No person standing in front of a microphone on those screens that you see, your computer, your television, is able to say what they want. No journalist is able to convey what they really believe or see. None of them. Zero of them. I've talked to some super high-level journalists that said if they ever told what's really going on, they'd be fired or dead, because they said they're never allowed to actually speak the truth as they see it. It is all dictated to them. What's happening right now, it's so critical for you to pay attention to this. You get to make up your own mind. What's happening with the conflict overseas in all areas, because now it's popping up, right? It's starting to pop up because conflict begets conflict. And so it's like wildfire. And so then we have other people fighting, and it starts to evolve into something massive. Why? Because we're connected as one energy. We're in control of this. And so we cannot get caught up in taking sides. You cannot get caught up in taking sides. So what is the bottom line that we're supposed to learn here? And that is unconditional love and compassion for all. No separation and no judgment. And when we get tested, what we do is we say we're spiritual people, and we start to take a side because we see good and bad. That's not spiritual. You're not there yet. You're still here fighting in the basement. In that penthouse up there, no one up there argues or sees anything separate because they're of one mind. One mind when you're in love and compassion unconditionally. You never have anything to discuss because everything is just a resolution or a solution to whatever's happening. It's working together to create something greater. Down here, it's separate, and you're arguing because you think that your way is the best, and if you conquer, the world will be okay. But it won't, because you're arguing. And that is not a peaceful world. Are you doing this? Because a lot of people are. All right, so If you bought the book, you guys, thanks. You're getting, the stuff you're telling me is amazing, that there's even an energy in the book, and there is. I talk about the tipping point. Let's talk about it right now. You're hearing stuff about people who want peace. Ceasefire. They want peace. Stop killing people. What's this remind you of? This is not my era, but I caught the tail end of the Vietnam era. Here we go again. History will repeat itself until we stop it. I want you to remember what you're seeing on media is not true. So you're going to see people rallying for peace you're going to hear that they're being violent or whatever things. You can't believe that. You can't believe. And I'm not saying that that doesn't go on, but you can't believe what you're seeing because the media wants you to take a side. It'll control us. So it'll stop anybody else who wants peace, because the peaceful people, they're cray-cray, right? All this stuff's going on, and it's not. It's not. In fact, we have Palestinians and Israeli women, whole organizations of women, ironically, right, coming together to work out amazing solutions, not seeing each other as different. It's beautiful what's happening out there, and you're not seeing much of that. It gets a little bit of attention. This is what we have to create. So you have to block yourself from the programming. I keep talking about the programming. You have to reprogram yourself to start thinking as a player in the matrix. Because when I say reprogram yourself, the deprogramming is happening. It's that, oh my gosh, I don't believe anything anymore. Nothing, Darwinism's being taught in schools, right? Is that insanity? And so we are still being programmed. The children are still being programmed. We have to deprogram ourselves and question everything. Question me. Question the Dalai Lama and Eckhart Tolle. Question everyone. The ultimate words, you already know. Ye are all gods. These things you shall do and more. It's just as easy to create a castle as the button. The universe doesn't discriminate or judge. It doesn't say this is too great to create and this I can create this, but not this. This is too great. It has endless power, and you are that power. Okay? We're playing roles, so yes, we do get sick. We do have things going on by choice. A lot of it's experiencing that. And most of it happening is because we go in a lower frequency of thinking and believing in separation, and that causes disharmony within the body, and then that is reflected in illness. Those of you who said, how do I stop it? I said, ask yourself, where's the disharmony? Come over and take Breakthrough Fear, guys. I got some specials going on right now. It has changed everybody's lives. I keep getting emails constantly from my students saying, oh my God, you won't believe what I just accomplished. You won't believe how my life has changed. I got in a top university. Congratulations, Tom. Top university. I wouldn't have even applied. Not only did I apply, I got in. The top university. He said that would have never been in his scope of things. My friend, she moved to Mexico. She's in the most beautiful, amazing place. She said I would have never done that. I said, you're the poster child for Breakthrough Fear. We've got to break through the fear. So do not go into fear if you want to go to that penthouse. And if you want to stay down there, that's okay. You can experience that. There's neither right nor wrong, but if you want to contribute to the transformation of this planet, we're being tested right now because we're going right back into a cycle. This isn't anything new. We're just, here's the cycle again. Here we go, conflict. We blow ourselves up. Hopefully we won't do that. The other thing is I'm hearing you guys hear these downloads from, Draconians and Pleiadians and all this other stuff. And really, who has any proof of that? No one. No one. That's why I said question everything. Do you have proof of this stuff? No. Guess what? Where did you get that information from? Ooh, this is a spiritual butt kick. This is a spiritual butt kick. Where'd you get the information from? It just popped in. No, you watched something on YouTube. You watched something on YouTube. You'd have never known what a Drake or a Pleiadian is. You'd have never known. Oh, I came up with this. What's a Pleiadian? What? I've never watched anything. No, you watched somebody. You got all this information. The Galactic Federation. Nobody knows if any of that exists. And by the way, it always exists if you believe it, right? Anything that creates something separate is an illusion. So if you believe it and you create it, it exists. But if it's creating conflict and all this crap that you say, this is happening and that, it's causing disharmony. You don't have to participate. Right now, you don't have to participate in disharmony. Freaking out, taking sides, this is going on. You're caught in the material world. That's the matrix. And when you go outside of the matrix, you get to participate in it in the most amazing, loving way, and you transform the program. This is how you make a huge impact on this planet. It's a game. I cannot be on the leaderboard if I keep letting Pac-Man eat me down here. And I don't change it. Brr, brr. Are you done? Are you done? It's insanity. But we get caught up in sides and arguments, and this is happening. None of it's happening, and all of it's happening. You get to choose your truth. What do you want? Conflict? Separation? Or do you want to look and say, we're not this? What can we do that's so beautiful right now? Digital Explorers December 1st launches, creating spiritually conscious, but they're really planet-friendly businesses. We're going to change the world. And if you don't want to participate in that, don't. You don't have to. You can sit there and start taking sides and creating your community garden for yourself and your friends. That is not community. That's still separation. If anybody's excluded, it's separation. Anyone. You don't have to tolerate bad behavior. We will stand up, and those people that are saying ceasefire are standing up. They have a voice. It's good to have a voice. Do not sit back. The meek is not the weak. The meek are the ones that don't take sides. The meek are the ones that go into peace. They don't sit back and let the tanks roll over them with nothing being said. There's a message first. And if the tanks roll over, I just got interviewed on a talk show. And this guy, he's hysterical. He always asks these crazy questions. Last question. If the big massive ducks and the little ducks that had a big battle out, what would you do? Which side would you take? I said I'd lay down and let them mow me over before I'd take a side. Before I'd take a side. I'm not saying that there is not a frequency divide going on. It is. But when you take a side, you are separating us, and that's actually impossible, but you will create conflict within it because it's unnatural. Your body can't be separated in its function, but we're doing that. We're telling this to stop talking to this, and we shut things down, and we get sick. Ask yourself what's going on here, and what you're seeing, and how you're seeing it. What's the story? Ask yourself what the story is. What's my story about that? Oh, but those guys, according to who? What country you grew up in? What religion you were taught? That's programming. Question it. Those are humans, and those are humans, and no one should be murdered for any cause. Thou shalt not kill. That's a tough one. Well, what if I have to defend myself? I don't know. At the moment, how are you defending yourself? Right? How are you defending yourself? Is it just blocking something coming in and that person happens to get injured and die? Or are you being aggressive and going after them? It's very subtle, but it's how it works. We don't have to think about that stuff. I would rather starve to death than hoard and live a few extra months. If that's the way I have to go out, boy, there's going to be big, big rewards in my next transition, my next experience. I did the ultimate. Who else did the ultimate? And forgave. Forgave those that murdered him. Because that was murder. When does it stop, my friend? I know this is tough because now we're like, oh, well, wait a second. You mean this has to apply to that going over there? Yep, it does. What are you standing up for? Keep creating solutions. Keep making things that can change what's going on out there that's destructive. Are you ready for that? You guys are going to see products show up here on my videos. That is, I'm an affiliate for this company that creates unbelievable products. No more dryer sheets. Did you know that those chemicals on those dryer sheets go into your skin? Oh, I wonder why we get cancer. These are non-toxic. You use over and over. You put it in your dryer. These are laundry detergent. Goes toilet cleaners, surface cleaners. You don't have an excuse anymore. You're way too smart. I know that about you. And by the way, this is not more expensive. It's actually cheaper. No excuses, my friend. Are you ready to change the world? The meek do speak up, but they are not violent within that. And whatever you hear out there, don't believe it. It can't possibly be true. No one person has the truth because everybody has a different perspective of it. And it is controlling us. It doesn't have to anymore. If you are getting filled with fear, walk away. Walk away. Dalai Lama says that. All right? You ready? Free videos for online businesses. This is what I got trained on. I've been trained for 10 years. I'm actually a coach over here in this company. I'm going to promote my business here shortly. The planet-friendly businesses online that we're going to create. You're going to love it. And of course, these are free videos. I have 2 master classes, Breakthrough Fear, and I have a new monthly training called Mindset Mastery. How do I get out of the negative thinking? I have practices, video training that I put out every month, and then we have a live session where we talk about it, and a meditation, and everyone can afford that. Everyone can afford that. It's less than one cheap meal out there, okay, for an entire month of training. So if you want to sign up for that, you can come on over. I'm telling you, it's a beautiful new world. This is our turning point. This is our tipping point, as I talk about in here. We're past the tipping point. We're already over it. Yeah? We're in it. You ready? You're whole and perfect. Oh, I hope you'll subscribe. You're whole and perfect, strong and powerful, loving, harmonious, and happy. And by the way, when you subscribe, you tell artificial intelligence, the YouTube algorithms, I like positive videos. And if you're watching the other garbage and you're subscribed over there, then you're contributing to pooping in the nest. Yeah, you're pooping in my nest? Not very nice. Stinky. See you in the next video. Namaste.